Chapter 14. And the whole school totally clapped. Young were connected for everyone at dinner. I had no idea Chan was going to make the advisory team. It's no small accomplishment, that's for sure, Miss Knudsen agreed as she poured ketchup on her hamburger. Should You should be very proud, young man. The only one who didn't say anything was, guess who? Just muttered darkly to Oma about her need to economize meat. Like this was expensive. I felt like telling him to quit picking on her. Is it too much to ask that he be happy for me once in a while? I work hard for this. On weekends, I help him fix the store. No small task. And I even repaired the leaky sink in the kitchen and fix up Miss Nutson's lawn, which had been well on its way to reverting back to wilderness. But if it doesn't come on a piece of paper with the grades A through A, he just doesn't give a damn. And but she didn't say anything through dinner, not even past the rice. He just reached across Oma and grabbed the bowl. Miss Knudsen politely looked away, just like the first day we sat down to eat together and Abaji belched at the table. Obviously, he was mad. It was a silence you could hear, like when you put a blank tape in the stereo and crank up the volume, then a slide just blast you. But this time I wasn't going to give in. I wasn't going to panic and say, okay, Abuji, I'll quit football and work in the store, just because I was afraid he sulk, be upset. I knew Abuji was testing me, like in those fairy tales where if I chose the right answer, I'd be rewarded with riches and kingdoms. That is Abuji not being mad for a while. If not, I'll fall through a trapdoor into a pit of alligators. The events of the last week churned like laundry inside my head. The living, my last soccer practice, saying goodbye to Sojin, the endless ride to get here, eating lunch alone. If he didn't have the balls to ask me to quit football out loud, I wasn't going to answer either. Think he was afraid I would say no out loud. Go out on the slant long. Miku said to me, waving his arms toward somewhere out on the field. Don't turn around until I tell you. I ran out. The arm stuff felt squished like a sponge beneath my feet. Now, he yelled. I turned. I bomb crouched me right between the numbers. Hawk it to y'all, or you're going to lose it. Kearney shouted in disgust. What's the matter? Your fingers all greasy from the Chinese food? Kearney really yanked my chain sometimes. I think he knew it. I enjoyed it and enjoyed doing it too. He was always chewing out people in public, questioning their manhood, trying to get the larger guys to absolutely flatten the smaller ones. He was so proud of what he called the necessary roughness of becoming a football player. I thought that was bull nonsense. But I wasn't so stupid as to mouth off to him. I knew who controlled the roster for the games. I had the kicking down pretty well. I could kick at different angles. I could adjust for the wind. I was getting to the point where I could figure out if we need a straight ahead but or a puffy lead of flutter to get through the uprights. But we all had to play more than one position, coach thought. I should be a running back or a safety, since I was fast. Miko was trying me out at wide receiver. It was a little frustrating learning the ropes for so many positions, but coach made it clear that there wasn't room of the team for a guy who just sat on the bench and came out when it was extra point time. That fancy stuff was for the NFL, he said. To end practice after the gauntlet, we had to do a smile run in under 9 minutes, which we did. Then we had to do 100 yards sprints in pads and helmets in under 18 seconds, which Ram and some of the other bulky linemen didn't do. So coach made us start over from zero. Run, 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 till you got explodes. The third time Ram came huffing in at over 20 seconds. I think Leland saw that if Ron hadn't made the sprints yet, he never would. Leland stuck his finger down his throat, back up some water grow, and the coaches let us stop. Let me remind you, gentlemen, said Coach, as we all lay sprawled like lawn ornaments. I don't know what it means. It means exhausted on the ground. Kenny made us get up and move around. Our first game is next week. 2 days start tomorrow. Kindly get your butts to the locker room before 6. What's 2 days? I asked Miko. It is like 1 a day plus iron. It is what it is, idiot. Oprah said back. You're ready for the practice from hell.